15 golf legends who rose to glory but later faced a devastating battle deep within their own lungs. Today, we revisit the stories behind their final chapters, uncovering moments the public never truly saw coming. Which loss stayed with you the most? Share your thoughts before we begin, and stay with me until the end for a promise worth hearing. Number 1. Gene Sarazen. On April 30th, 1999, the world learned that he had passed away after developing severe pneumonia that placed overwhelming pressure on his aging lungs. The illness progressed quickly at the end of his life, leaving little strength for recovery. His final days were marked by quiet exhaustion, as his body no longer responded to treatment. The cause of death was listed as complications from pneumonia, a condition that often becomes life-threatening in advanced age. Gene Sarazen rose to prominence as one of the earliest giants of professional golf. He achieved the rare career Grand Slam and delivered unforgettable moments that shaped the sport's identity, including the famous double eagle that echoed through Masters history. His polished style and unwavering poise made him a symbol of elegance in competition. Fans saw him not only as a champion but also as an innovator whose contributions changed the way the game was played, celebrated, and remembered across generations. His life story stretched from humble beginnings to global acclaim. Born into a working family, he discovered golf as a caddy and carried determination into every opportunity he earned. His early years were marked by hard labor, long practice sessions, and the pressure of supporting loved ones. These challenges sharpened his resilience and defined his approach to competition. The journey from carrying bags to lifting trophies revealed a man shaped as much by struggle as by triumph, giving depth to the legend that followed him throughout his career. In his later years, age-related health problems slowly limited his ability to travel and appear at events he once graced effortlessly. Breathing difficulties emerged as a growing concern, and bouts of illness began to affect his stamina. Family members and close friends noticed his gradual withdrawal from public engagements as he focused on comfort and remaining time. Despite these struggles, he maintained a quiet dignity, still sharing warm memories of the sport he deeply loved while accepting the physical decline that eventually led to the final pneumonia episode. News of his passing brought an outpouring of respect from players, historians, and major golf organizations. Tributes highlighted his unmatched influence and the foundational role he played in shaping modern tournament culture. Many described him as a bridge between eras, a figure whose accomplishments continued to inspire long after his final swing. His legacy endures as a testament to excellence, perseverance, and the timeless grace of a champion whose impact will never fade. Number 2. Ken Venturi. On May 17, 2013, he passed away after enduring a long period of illness that included pneumonia and a serious infection that weakened his lungs beyond recovery. His condition had progressed over several months, leaving him unable to regain strength despite intensive treatment. The respiratory complications became overwhelming, marking the final chapter of a life defined as much by resilience as by achievement. His departure saddened the sports world that had followed his journey for decades. Ken Venturi became a towering figure in American golf through both his playing career and his long presence in broadcasting. His defining triumph came at the 1964 United States Open, where he battled extreme heat and personal exhaustion to claim one of the most dramatic victories in tournament history. He went on to become a trusted voice for millions as a commentator, offering insight shaped by personal experience. Viewers saw him as a calm, authoritative figure who elevated understanding of the game, making him one of the most familiar faces in golf. His personal story carried challenges that molded the character fans admired. He faced a childhood stutter that once made public speaking nearly impossible, yet he ultimately became a celebrated broadcaster. He also survived a severe car accident early in his career that caused lasting nerve damage in his hands. These obstacles did not diminish his determination. Instead, they strengthened his resolve and shaped his reputation as an individual who continually overcame adversity. His perseverance gave weight to every word he later spoke on air, and every victory he achieved on the course. In the years before his passing, his health slowly declined. Persistent infections weakened his energy, and periods of hospitalization became more frequent. Family members stood close as he navigated each setback with the same quiet persistence that had carried him through earlier trials. The pneumonia that eventually overwhelmed him reflected the ongoing struggle his body could no longer withstand. Yet even during these final months, he expressed gratitude for the life he had lived and the recognition he had recently received. When news broke of his death, tributes emerged from players, broadcasters, and major golf institutions. Many recalled his wisdom, composure, and lasting influence on how the game was understood by the public. His Hall of Fame induction shortly before his passing added a poignant note to his legacy. Ken Venturi's impact remains firmly rooted in golf history as a symbol of courage, professionalism, and enduring passion. What memory of him stays with you the most? Number 3. Harry Vardon. On March 20th, 1937, he died after a prolonged struggle with pleurisy that placed intense pressure on his lungs and steadily diminished his ability to breathe. The illness advanced over several months, and recurring bouts of weakness signaled that his body could no longer fight the respiratory complications. His passing marked the end of an era, as the golfing world lost one of its earliest and most influential champions, a figure whose name had become synonymous with mastery. Harry Vardon earned global recognition through a career defined by precision, discipline, and innovation. He claimed 6 Open championships and 1 United States Open, setting a standard that endured for generations. His distinctive overlapping grip became a foundational technique for players around the world, cementing his influence far beyond his tournament victories. Audiences admired his calm presence under pressure and the effortless quality of his swing. His accomplishments positioned him not just as a competitor, but as a symbol of golfing excellence whose legacy shaped the sport's development across continents. His personal life added depth to the public legend. He grew up on the island of Jersey, where limited resources and early exposure to manual labor forged a strong work ethic. He overcame a serious bout of tuberculosis in his youth, a struggle that left lasting effects on his lungs. The perseverance he developed during this period informed his approach to competition and helped define his resilience. These early hardships contributed to his reputation as a determined and self-made figure, admired for both his discipline and his understated sense of dignity. In his later years, lingering health issues returned and gradually weakened him. The cold and damp conditions of the British climate often aggravated his lungs, and his strength waned with each passing season. Family members noticed his increasing fatigue, and long periods of rest became necessary. His ability to participate in public events diminished, though he continued to follow the sport with quiet enthusiasm. The pleurisy that ultimately claimed his life reflected a lifelong vulnerability, intensified by age and a diminished capacity to recover. His final months were marked by reflection, gentleness, and the silent admiration of those closest to him. When his death was announced, tributes came from across the golfing world. Writers, former champions, and major institutions honored him as a pioneer whose achievements shaped the foundations of modern play. His name remained a benchmark for greatness, and the Vardon grip continued to influence generations. Harry Vardon's legacy lives on as a testament to skill, innovation, and unwavering dedication to the sport he helped define. Number 4. Calvin Peete. On April 29th, 2015, he passed away after battling lung cancer that had steadily weakened his body and limited his ability to breathe. The illness had progressed quietly for some time, and by the final weeks, his strength deteriorated rapidly. The respiratory decline became overwhelming, leaving little opportunity for recovery despite medical care. His death marked the loss of a groundbreaking figure whose journey transformed expectations for future generations in professional golf. Calvin Peete became one of the most admired players on the American golf scene through a career defined by precision and resilience. He earned multiple victories on the professional tour, including the prestigious Players' Championship, and became widely regarded as the most accurate driver of his era. His calm demeanor and consistent performance inspired respect from both fans and fellow competitors. He broke significant barriers as one of the earliest African-American stars to succeed at the highest levels of the game, leaving a mark that extended far beyond scorecards and trophies. His life story carried the weight of challenges that shaped his character. He grew up in humble circumstances and did not begin playing golf until adulthood, a late start that made his eventual success even more remarkable. A childhood injury left his left arm partially impaired, yet he developed a unique and disciplined swing that worked with his limitations instead of against them. These personal struggles revealed a man who built achievement through determination, improvisation, and unshakable focus. His rise from difficult beginnings to national prominence became a testament to perseverance and inner strength. As he aged, health problems gradually reduced his physical stamina. Quiet signs of fatigue began to appear during public events, and family members noticed how difficult long days had become for him. Over time, the effects of cancer created increasing discomfort, and his breathing capacity diminished. He spent more time at home, surrounded by loved ones who offered steady support during his periods of treatment. In his final months, the disease advanced rapidly, and the complications in his lungs became impossible to overcome. His passing brought an emotional close to a journey marked by courage. When news of his death spread, tributes arrived from players, historians, and major golf organizations. Commentators emphasized his influence as both a champion and a pioneer, recalling the quiet confidence that defined his presence. Many highlighted how his accuracy, discipline, and professional conduct helped reshape public perception of the game. Calvin Pete's legacy endures as a powerful symbol of achievement, dignity, and the lasting impact of those who elevate their sport through determination and integrity. Number 5. Dave Hill. On September 27, 2011, he passed away after a prolonged struggle with emphysema that had steadily reduced his lung capacity and left him vulnerable to repeated bouts of respiratory distress. The chronic illness worsened over several years, gradually limiting his mobility and strength. In his final days, the difficulty of drawing breath became overwhelming, marking the end of a life lived boldly both on and off the course. His departure closed the chapter on one of golf's most outspoken personalities. Dave Hill built a distinguished career through exceptional ball striking and a competitive fire that made him one of the prominent figures of his era. He collected numerous victories on the professional tour and earned selection to several international team events, where his sharp play contributed to memorable American performances. Fans and reporters gravitated toward him not only for his skill but also for the candid humor that colored many of his interactions. His unfiltered opinions became part of his identity, elevating him from a skilled player to a recognizable character in the landscape of American golf. His early life and personal history shaped the spirited personality that later defined him. Born into a family that valued both sport and hard work, he grew up alongside siblings who also pursued competitive golf. His experiences during youth tournaments taught him patience and resilience, qualities that supported him during the emotional highs and lows of professional competition. He overcame injuries and personal setbacks that tested his resolve, using each challenge to refine his approach to the game. These experiences forged the sharp wit and confident presence that followed him throughout his career. In his later years, declining health gradually overshadowed his public appearances. The progression of emphysema required frequent medical care, and simple activities became difficult as his lungs strained to function. Family members often assisted him during outings, noting how fatigue would set in after even modest exertion. He spent increasingly long periods at home, conserving energy and managing symptoms as they intensified. The condition eventually reached a point where recovery was no longer possible, and the final episode left him without the strength to continue fighting. His passing was met with sadness across the golfing world. When news of his death became public, reactions reflected the complexity and charm of his legacy. Former competitors remembered his honesty, journalists recalled his unforgettable remarks, and fans honored his fearless individuality. Golf organizations acknowledged his contributions to the sport, emphasizing the talent and spirit that defined his decades on the course. Dave Hill's legacy remains a distinctive blend of skill, personality, and passion, securing his place in the history of American golf. Number 6. Young Tom Morris. On December 25, 1875, he died suddenly after suffering a severe pulmonary hemorrhage that caused extensive bleeding in his lungs. The medical understanding of the period offered little ability to intervene, and the event unfolded with devastating speed. Witnesses described how his strength faded rapidly, leaving no opportunity for recovery. His passing at such a young age stunned the sporting world and ended one of the most extraordinary early careers in golf history. Young Tom Morris became a legend long before his life was cut short. He captured 4 consecutive Open Championships, a feat unmatched to this day, and displayed a mastery of shot-making that set new standards for competitive play. His youthful confidence and natural ability made him a symbol of the sport's rising future. Crowds admired his elegance, precision, and unshakable composure under pressure. His influence extended beyond trophies, shaping public imagination and elevating the prestige of tournament golf during its formative years. His personal background revealed the roots of his remarkable determination. Growing up in St. Andrews under the guidance of his father, Old Tom Morris, he was immersed in the culture of the game from childhood. He experienced the rigors of early training, weathered the challenges of limited resources, and endured the expectations placed on a prodigy. Tragedy touched his life repeatedly, including the loss of his wife and newborn child shortly before his own death. These hardships deepened his emotional resilience and added gravity to his achievements. His story became inseparable from the history of the sport. In the months leading to his passing, grief weighed heavily on him. Friends noticed changes in his demeanor as he struggled to cope with the personal losses that had shaken him. Fatigue became more pronounced, and his once spirited presence grew quieter. Though he continued to work and play, those close to him sensed the strain on his health. The pulmonary hemorrhage that ultimately claimed his life unfolded abruptly, offering no warning or chance for treatment. His death left a profound silence in the community that had expected decades more brilliance from him. Reactions to his passing reflected deep sorrow and admiration. Newspapers of the time mourned the loss of a champion whose potential seemed limitless. Fellow players expressed disbelief that such talent could vanish so quickly. His influence endured as historians preserved his accomplishments and honored his unprecedented records. Young Tom Morris remains a symbol of brilliance, tragedy, and the enduring power of a legacy shaped in far too few years. What moment from his story stays with you the most? Number 7. George Knudson. On January 24, 1989, he passed away after a prolonged fight with lung cancer that steadily reduced his breathing capacity and weakened his entire body. The illness progressed despite treatment, leaving him increasingly fatigued and reliant on medical support. In the final weeks, the damage to his lungs became irreversible, and his strength declined sharply. His passing brought an early end to the life of a man whose elegant swing had once been praised around the world. George Knudson earned admiration as one of the most naturally gifted ball strikers of his generation. He collected multiple victories on the professional tour and represented Canada internationally, displaying a smooth, rhythmic swing that drew comparisons to the finest in the sport's history. His performance at major championships, including a memorable runner-up finish at the Masters, demonstrated both poise and technical mastery. He later devoted himself to teaching, sharing the principles behind his graceful motion with players seeking clarity and efficiency. His contributions left a lasting mark on both competitive and instructional golf. His early life laid the foundation for the discipline and focus that defined him. Raised in Winnipeg, he developed a fascination with the mechanics of movement and spent countless hours practicing in harsh conditions. Limited resources forced creativity and persistence, shaping a player who relied not on strength but on timing, balance, and precision. His experiences traveling the tour revealed both the hardships and rewards of professional golf, and he became known for his thoughtful approach and quiet determination. These qualities helped him manage setbacks and remained central to his identity as both a player and mentor. In his later years, the diagnosis of lung cancer altered the rhythm of his life. Treatments brought temporary relief but drained his energy, and he gradually withdrew from public engagements. Friends observed how easily fatigue overtook him, and conversations often reflected a deep awareness of the challenges ahead. As his breathing difficulties intensified, he spent more time at home, surrounded by those closest to him. The illness eventually progressed beyond treatment, and the final weeks were marked by stillness, reflection, and the steady decline of his physical strength. His death saddened many who had followed his journey. News of his passing prompted heartfelt tributes from fellow players, students, and national sporting institutions. Commentators praised his artistry and described him as a player whose swing captured the essence of simplicity and control. His teachings continued to influence golf long after his death, shaping how countless players approached the game. George Knudson's legacy endures as a reminder of elegance, discipline, and the quiet brilliance that defines true mastery. Number 8. Brian Barnes. On September 9, 2019, he passed away after contending with lung cancer that had advanced despite treatment and steadily reduced his ability to breathe. The disease progressed over many months, weakening his body and limiting the energy he once carried so effortlessly. In the final stages, the strain on his lungs became overwhelming, leaving him unable to recover. His departure marked the loss of a charismatic figure whose presence had long brightened the competitive world of golf. Brian Barnes built a distinctive career defined by bold personality and fearless play. He earned multiple victories on the European circuit and achieved international recognition through memorable performances in the prestigious team competitions. His most celebrated moment came when he triumphed twice in one day against one of the sport's greatest champions, an achievement that placed him firmly in golfing history. Spectators appreciated his humor, confidence, and refusal to be intimidated by reputation. His style of play, marked by tenacity and flair, made him an enduring favorite among fans across continents. His personal journey revealed the experiences that shaped his identity. Born in Scotland and raised partly in Africa, he grew up with a blend of cultural influences that cultivated resilience and adaptability. He faced setbacks throughout his life, including periods of personal struggle that tested his resolve, yet he emerged stronger with each challenge. His openness about overcoming difficulties, including battles with addiction, added depth to the public image of a man known for laughter and unconventional charm. These experiences molded the character that made him both admired and relatable. In later years, declining health imposed changes that restricted the vibrant lifestyle he once enjoyed. Friends and family noticed how fatigue replaced his usual energy and how breathing difficulties became more frequent. Medical treatments offered temporary relief but left him drained, and public appearances gradually diminished. Although he continued to share stories and maintained his humor, the illness slowly tightened its grip. The final months were marked by long periods of rest as he confronted the progression of the cancer that affected his lungs. His passing brought sorrow to many who remembered his spirit. Reactions to his death appeared swiftly from the international golfing community. Former teammates celebrated his fearlessness, while organizations honored the legacy of a competitor who had brought both skill and joy to the game. Writers reflected on his unique role in shaping memorable chapters of tournament history. His name continues to symbolize courage, individuality, and the vibrant character that enriches sport. Brian Barnes remains a reminder of how personality and talent together can create an unforgettable legacy. Number 9. Leo Deagle. On May 5, 1951, he passed away after living with advanced throat and lung cancer that had steadily diminished his strength during the final years of his life. The illness progressed quietly at first, then accelerated as his breathing became increasingly strained. Medical options were limited, and his weakened lungs could no longer sustain him. His death marked the end of a career that had once placed him at the center of American golf during a period of great transformation in the sport. Leo Deagle became a widely respected figure through his consistent success and recognizable style. He secured numerous victories on the professional tour and rose to prominence with back-to-back wins at a major national championship. His distinctive crouched putting stance became a trademark that fans remembered instantly. He earned admiration for his precision, competitive focus, and ability to perform under pressure. His impact extended beyond scorecards, shaping public enthusiasm for the sport during an era when golf was expanding rapidly across the United States. His early years played a central role in shaping his discipline. Born into a working family, he found opportunities in golf through determination rather than privilege. Long days of practice and the pressure of supporting relatives instilled the habits that later elevated him to championship level. He faced injuries and emotional setbacks throughout his career, yet each challenge strengthened his resolve. His persistence during difficult stretches became a defining trait, and many younger players considered him a model of commitment and resilience. His journey revealed a man formed by hardship but driven by ambition. As he aged, signs of serious illness began to appear subtly. He experienced periods of hoarseness and fatigue that gradually interfered with his work and daily activities. The diagnosis of cancer brought profound changes to his routine, and treatments provided limited comfort. His breathing difficulties grew more pronounced, and involvement in public events became increasingly rare. Surrounded by family, he focused on rest and reflection during his final months. The cancer eventually advanced beyond intervention, and the increasing strain on his lungs led to the quiet conclusion of his life at a relatively young age. News of his passing generated warm remembrances from the golfing community. Writers celebrated his championship victories, while former competitors praised his sportsmanship and steady professionalism. His contributions to the sport were later recognized with induction into a prestigious Hall of Fame, ensuring his place among the greats. Leo Deagle's legacy endures as a symbol of dedication, individuality, and the enduring value of perseverance in the face of challenge. Number 10. Ed "Porky" Oliver. On September 9, 1961, he passed away after battling lung cancer that had progressed rapidly despite medical efforts to control its spread. The disease weakened him significantly, and the removal of part of a lung the previous year had left his breathing capacity greatly reduced. In the final weeks, the strain on his lungs intensified, making recovery impossible. His passing brought an early end to the life of a player whose spirit and humor had long endeared him to fans and fellow competitors. Ed "Porky" Oliver built a respected career marked by determination and remarkable consistency. He earned multiple victories on the professional tour and became known for memorable performances in major championships. His near victories on several grand stages demonstrated both skill and tenacity, placing him among the most competitive figures of his era. Spectators appreciated his lively personality and warm interactions, which made him a familiar and beloved presence in an increasingly high-profile sporting world. His achievements across 2 decades established him as a dependable and influential figure in American golf. His life journey revealed the depth of character behind the public smile. He grew up in modest circumstances, discovering golf as a path toward opportunity and self-advancement. Early challenges forged discipline and resilience, qualities that remained evident throughout his career. He endured personal hardships and demanding travel schedules while maintaining an optimistic outlook. His ability to cultivate camaraderie, even in stressful competitive environments, made him a favorite among journalists and players. The combination of personal charm and athletic ability helped define the identity he carried throughout his professional life. His health began to decline noticeably in the early 1960s. Fatigue appeared more frequently, and he struggled with symptoms that affected his stamina. Medical tests revealed a serious diagnosis, leading to surgery that offered temporary relief but at the cost of diminished lung function. Over time, breathing difficulties grew more severe, and participation in public events became increasingly rare. Loved ones supported him closely as he faced the stages of advancing illness. The cancer eventually overwhelmed his system, and his final days were spent in quiet reflection. His passing was felt deeply within the golfing community. Reactions to his death highlighted both his achievements and the warmth he brought to the sport. Former players recalled his sportsmanship, while journalists remembered the humor and openness that made him a reliable favorite in interviews. Golf organizations honored his contributions to competitive play and his role as a bridge between generations. Ed "Porky" Oliver's legacy continues to reflect the power of enthusiasm, resilience, and the human connection that enriches every chapter of sporting history. What detail about his journey resonates most with you? Number 11. Pete Brown. On May 1, 2015, he passed away after enduring a long period of declining health connected to lung-related complications that had gradually weakened his breathing and overall strength. The progression of the illness limited his mobility and placed significant strain on his lungs, reducing his ability to recover from recurring episodes of fatigue. In the final weeks, the respiratory difficulties intensified, and his body could no longer withstand the growing burden. His passing marked the loss of a pioneering figure whose breakthrough achievements reshaped the landscape of professional golf. Pete Brown became widely respected as the first African-American player to win an event on the professional tour, an accomplishment that echoed far beyond the trophy he received. His victory represented a turning point in the history of the sport and opened the door for future generations of diverse competitors. He later added another tour win and built a steady career defined by perseverance, humility, and a deep appreciation for opportunity. Fans admired him for his quiet dedication, and fellow players recognized him as a symbol of courage during a challenging era in sporting integration. His achievements remain a cornerstone in the story of American golf. His early life revealed the resilience that later powered his success. He grew up in the South during a period of limited access and opportunity for many aspiring athletes. Childhood illness presented serious challenges and left physical reminders that followed him into adulthood. Despite these obstacles, he developed a deep love for golf and worked tirelessly to refine his abilities. He balanced employment, family responsibilities, and practice with unwavering focus. Each step of his journey demonstrated the determination that eventually carried him into the national spotlight as a champion and a trailblazer. In his later years, health complications gradually overshadowed his daily life. Breathing difficulties appeared more frequently, and fatigue often forced him to withdraw from activities he once enjoyed. Medical care provided temporary comfort, but the underlying issues continued to progress. Family members and friends offered close support as he adjusted to the limits imposed by his condition. Over time, the respiratory challenges intensified, creating a state of vulnerability that his body could not overcome. His passing closed a chapter built on perseverance and quiet strength. Reactions to his death highlighted both admiration and gratitude. Players, historians, and organizations honored him as a foundational figure whose achievements transformed expectations within the sport. Reflections on his legacy emphasize the dignity with which he carried himself during moments of triumph and challenge alike. Pete Brown's life stands as a lasting reminder of courage, opportunity earned through persistence, and the powerful influence of those who change history through determination. Number 12. Cyril Walker. On December 12, 1948, he died after developing severe pleural pneumonia that rapidly overwhelmed his lungs and left him unable to breathe without distress. The infection advanced quickly, and the limited medical interventions of the era offered little chance of reversal once complications set in. His physical strength faded over the final days, and the respiratory failure became impossible to overcome. His passing brought a somber close to the turbulent life of a former national champion whose story carried both triumph and hardship. Cyril Walker secured his place in golf history through a remarkable victory at the United States Open, where he defeated one of the most celebrated players of the time. His win displayed precise shot-making and unwavering focus, earning him recognition across the country. He also collected several other professional titles and built a reputation for highly methodical play. Spectators admired his quiet determination, and his disciplined approach made him an intriguing figure during an era of evolving competition. His accomplishments positioned him as a significant contributor to the growing identity of American tournament golf. His personal journey, however, revealed a life marked by contrasts. He emigrated from England seeking opportunity and built a career through persistent effort, yet he also carried burdens that shaped his behavior and outlook. Periods of financial instability and emotional strain placed enormous pressure on him. He navigated unpredictable circumstances both on and off the course, and the weight of these challenges sometimes influenced his decisions and relationships. Despite these hardships, his talent remained evident, and his landmark victory secured his status among the notable players of his generation. In later years, his life became increasingly difficult as work opportunities declined. He faced significant financial struggles and relied heavily on small jobs to support himself. His health weakened, and bouts of illness grew more frequent as living conditions became unstable. The onset of pleural pneumonia occurred during one such difficult period, and the infection progressed rapidly. Care was limited, and his declining physical state made recovery unlikely. His final days were marked by isolation and exhaustion, bringing a quiet end far removed from the spotlight of his earlier success. News of his death stirred reflection among players, writers, and golf historians. Many recalled his stunning championship victory and the precision that once defined his game. Others acknowledged the challenges he endured and the human vulnerability behind his achievements. His story continues to be revisited as a poignant reminder of the fragile balance between talent, circumstance, and fortune. Cyril Walker's legacy endures as both a testament to skill and a cautionary tale within the rich tapestry of golf history. Number 13. Ruth Jesson. On September 21, 2007, she passed away after living with lung cancer that had progressed despite ongoing treatment and steadily reduced her breathing capacity. The illness advanced during her final months, and periods of fatigue became more frequent as her lungs struggled to function effectively. Medical support provided temporary relief, but the cancer continued to spread. In her final days, the respiratory decline became irreversible, bringing an end to the life of a pioneering figure in women's golf. Ruth Jesson built a remarkable career defined by skill, creativity, and a distinctive competitive style. She earned numerous victories on the professional women's tour and became well known for her wide putting stance, a technique that drew attention and admiration for its consistency. She delivered strong performances in major championships, finishing as a runner-up multiple times and demonstrating resilience under pressure. Fans and fellow players appreciated her bright personality and her ability to bring originality to the game. Her presence elevated women's golf during a period of significant growth and expanding national interest. Her early life and personal journey shaped the traits that later made her a beloved athlete. She grew up in the Pacific Northwest, where she discovered golf and practiced tirelessly despite limited resources. Injuries and health challenges appeared throughout her career, including a serious medical condition that required surgery. Yet she returned to competition with renewed determination. These setbacks revealed her strength and reinforced her reputation as a fighter who refused to abandon her goals. Her sense of humor, optimism, and persistence made her a memorable figure in the early decades of the women's tour. In her later years, the impact of cancer slowly altered her daily routines. Breathing difficulties became more noticeable, and she required increasing levels of care as the illness advanced. Friends and family provided close support, observing the gradual decline in her energy and mobility. Her participation in public events decreased, though she remained deeply connected to the sport she loved through conversations, mentorship, and memories. As the disease progressed beyond treatment, her lungs weakened significantly, and the final weeks were marked by quiet reflection and diminishing strength. Reactions to her passing reflected widespread respect and affection. Former players recalled her originality, courage, and the memorable personality she brought to tournaments. Organizations recognized her contributions to the growth of women's golf and honored her enduring influence on future competitors. Writers celebrated both her athletic achievements and the resilience that defined her life. Ruth Jesson's legacy endures as a testament to perseverance, individuality, and the lasting imprint of a player who inspired many. Number 14. Willie Smith. On December 26, 1916, he passed away after developing severe pneumonia that rapidly compromised his lungs and left him unable to recover. The infection progressed quickly, fueled by exhaustion and weakened health following a difficult period in his life. Medical options of the era offered limited ability to slow the decline once the pneumonia advanced. His final days were marked by persistent breathing struggles that grew more intense until his lungs could no longer sustain him. His death closed the chapter on a talent that had once risen to national prominence. Willie Smith became recognized as one of the early international champions to shape American golf. His victory at the United States Open earned him wide respect, and his precise shot-making helped establish the competitive credibility of the event in its formative years. He was admired for his calm demeanor and confident execution under pressure, qualities that set him apart from many of his contemporaries. Fans and fellow professionals regarded him as a skilled and steady presence whose performances contributed meaningfully to the evolving identity of tournament golf. His accomplishments secured his place among the influential figures of his generation. His early life revealed a path built through perseverance. Born in Scotland to a family deeply connected to the sport, he developed a keen understanding of golf from a young age. Economic challenges and opportunities abroad eventually led him to the United States and later to Mexico, where he continued to refine his craft. His experiences traveling and working far from home shaped his resilience and broadened his perspective. He navigated periods of instability, including civil unrest in Mexico, which forced him to protect himself and others while remaining committed to his profession. These challenges forged a character defined by endurance and adaptability. In the months preceding his passing, Smith's health began to decline noticeably. He experienced recurring respiratory discomfort and periods of profound fatigue. Returning to Scotland after years abroad, he sought rest but soon developed pneumonia, which progressed far more aggressively than expected. His weakened state made it difficult for him to fight the infection, and medical intervention provided little improvement. Loved ones observed the rapid deterioration as he struggled to breathe comfortably. The illness eventually overwhelmed him, leaving those who knew him reflecting on the hardships that had shaped his final years. News of his death prompted quiet tributes from those familiar with his career. Golf historians later recognized his contributions as essential to the sport's early growth, and his name continued to appear in discussions of foundational champions. His story, marked by both achievement and adversity, offers insight into the lives of the pioneers who built the game's enduring legacy. Willie Smith remains a symbol of determination, skill, and the resilience of early professional athletes. Number 15. Larry Gilbert. On January 21, 1998, he passed away after facing inoperable lung cancer that had advanced rapidly and left his lungs unable to function effectively. The diagnosis came shortly after one of the greatest victories of his career, and the illness progressed with a speed that surprised even those closest to him. His breathing weakened over the following months, and treatments offered only temporary relief. In his final days, the cancer overwhelmed his system, bringing a quiet end to a life defined by perseverance and achievement in the world of golf. Larry Gilbert earned admiration through a career that blended professional success with deep respect from peers. He achieved notable victories on the senior circuit, including a major championship that showcased his skill under pressure. His decades as a club professional shaped the development of many young players, and his reputation for patience and dedication made him a valued mentor. Fans appreciated his humble presence and consistent performance, traits that helped him build a meaningful legacy. His achievements reflected not only talent but also a lifelong commitment to the game he loved. His personal journey revealed the grounded character behind his accomplishments. He grew up in Kentucky, where he developed his passion for golf and worked tirelessly to refine his abilities. He balanced family responsibilities with the demands of competitive play, embracing both success and challenge with steady determination. His time as a club professional allowed him to guide countless beginners, and he approached mentorship with sincerity and generosity. These experiences shaped his identity as both an athlete and a teacher, earning him respect throughout the golfing community. In the months before his passing, the effects of cancer became increasingly difficult to manage. He experienced persistent fatigue, and breathing grew more labored as the illness progressed. Friends and family noticed how his once energetic presence softened into quiet endurance. Public appearances diminished as he focused on treatment and preserving comfort. The rapid progression of the disease left limited options for recovery, and his final days were spent surrounded by loved ones. His passing left a sense of sorrow among those who admired his dedication and gentle spirit. Reactions to his death highlighted the appreciation felt throughout the golfing world. Former colleagues honored his influence on players of all levels, and organizations reflected on his contributions to both professional and teaching aspects of the sport. His legacy endures as a reminder of kindness, perseverance, and the lasting impact of a life dedicated to helping others grow. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, and see you in the next story.